everyone! Welcome to the Chill English channel, the place where learning English feels like a friendly chat. Today, we've got something super useful for you.
Yeah, we're talking about one of the easiest and most natural ways to start a conversation in English, talking about the weather.
It might sound simple, but natives use weather talk all the time. It's like a secret door that opens any conversation. You can use it at work, at a cafe, or even while waiting for the bus.
Exactly. And when you do it right, it makes your English sound smooth, relaxed, and confident.
So, grab your tea or coffee and let's dive in. Oh, and please, please, please subscribe if you haven't yet. It really helps us keep creating these fun lessons for you.
All right, let's begin. So, Sophia, what's the weather like where you are today?
It's actually pretty warm and sunny. I'd say it's a perfect spring day. What about you?
It's cloudy and kind of windy here. You know that typical, I don't know what to wear kind of weather.
Yeah, and that's already one useful phrase. You can say, it's kind of windy, or it's a bit cloudy. Notice how natives use words like kind of or a bit to sound more natural.
Right. Instead of just saying it's cold, you can say it's a bit chilly today. That small detail makes your sentence softer and more natural.
And if it's really hot, you can say, it's boiling or it's scorching outside. It adds emotion and energy to what you're saying.
I love that. English speakers exaggerate a lot when talking about the weather. Like, if it's just warm, someone might say, it's absolutely roasting today.
Totally. And if it's cold, you can say, it's freezing or it's bitterly cold. Oh, or even, I'm freezing my hands off. That's super common in winter.
Yeah, I use that one all the time. I'm freezing my hands off, or I can't feel my fingers. It makes people laugh and helps keep the conversation light.
Now let's talk about how to respond when someone mentions the weather. If someone says, it's such a nice day, isn't it? You can reply, yeah, it's beautiful out, or I know, finally some sunshine.
Exactly. Don't just say yes. Give a short reaction. That's what keeps the small talk going.
Another tip, when you don't agree, be polite. For example, if someone says, it's nice out today, but you actually think it's too hot, you can say, yeah, it's warm, but a little too hot for me.
That's a good one. It shows personality but still keeps the tone friendly.
And sometimes you can use the weather to connect with people emotionally. Like, oh, I hate this rainy weather. Or this sunshine makes me feel so happy.
Right, weather can express mood too. You can say, the gloomy weather makes me sleepy, or the clear sky puts me in a good mood.
And those kinds of phrases really make you sound more natural because you're not just describing, you're reacting like a native would.
So true. Oh, and one more. Instead of saying, it's raining, say, it's pouring, or it's coming down hard. That's what natives say when it rains heavily.
Next, let's talk about more ways to describe temperature and how to react naturally, like a native speaker.
All right, Sophia. Now that we've talked about basic weather, let's focus on temperature. Temperature is how hot or cold it feels, and natives have fun ways of describing it.
Exactly. Instead of just saying hot or cold, you can use words that make your English sound more natural. For hot days, people might say, it's boiling or it's scorching outside.
And for cold days, you can say, it's freezing or it's bitterly cold. Some even say, I'm freezing my fingers off when it's really chilly.
Yes, and the great thing is you can also use your feelings to describe the temperature. For example, I'm sweating so much. It's so hot. Or, I can't stop shivering. It's freezing.
Those phrases make your English sound much more natural because you're showing how you feel. Natives don't just describe the weather, they react to it.
And sometimes exaggeration is key. If it's just a warm day, someone might say, "It's roasting today," or "I can't believe how hot it is."
Right, it's very common. And for cold, you might hear, "It's freezing out here," or "It's so cold, I need another jacket."
Now, let's talk about phrases for comfortable temperatures. If it's not too hot or too cold, you can say, "It's pleasantly warm," or "It's a nice, mild day." That's how natives describe perfect weather.
And notice how simple words like pleasantly or mild make your English sound much more natural than just saying good weather.
Another useful tip is combining temperature with other descriptions. For example, "It's hot and sunny today," or "It's cold and windy outside." That gives more information in one sentence.
That's very practical. Also, using expressions like "it's a bit chilly" or "it's slightly warm" can make your English sound smooth because natives rarely speak in one-word sentences.
Good point. And you can even add your reaction. "It's boiling. I need some water." Or, "It's freezing. I need a warm cup of tea." See how adding a reaction makes it more real?
Exactly. You're not just repeating what they said, you're expressing how you feel, which is what natives do.
And these expressions work in conversations anywhere, at school, work, or with friends. People love when you sound natural and engaged.
Another fun thing is exaggerating a little for humor. For example, "It's so hot I could fry an egg on the sidewalk." Or, "It's so cold I think my nose is frozen." Natives use these exaggerations all the time.
Haha, yes. And don't worry if it feels silly. It actually makes your English sound lively and real.
Now, let's talk about combining temperature with weather conditions. For example, "It's freezing and snowing outside," or "It's boiling and sunny today." That helps you describe the scene more completely.
Right. And you can also describe how the temperature affects you. "I'm sweating because it's so hot," or "I'm shivering because it's freezing."
That's perfect. You're learning to describe both the weather and your reaction, exactly like a native speaker would.
So, now that we know how to describe temperature and react naturally, next, let's talk about fun native expressions and idioms about the weather that will make your English sound even more natural.
All right, now that we know how to describe the weather and react naturally, let's explore some fun expressions and idioms that native speakers use.
Yes, idioms make your English sound much more natural and fluent. For example, when it's raining heavily, natives might say, "It's raining cats and dogs." That doesn't mean animals are falling from the sky. It just means it's pouring.
Exactly. Or when it's very hot, someone might say, "It's like an oven outside." That's a fun way to exaggerate the heat.
And when it's windy, you might hear, "The wind is howling." That sounds more dramatic than just saying, "It's very windy."
Another common idiom is under the weather. When someone says, "I'm feeling under the weather," it doesn't mean the weather is bad, it means they're feeling sick.
Oh, yes, that's a classic. Idioms like this show that you really know English the way natives do.
Now let's see how to use these expressions in small talk. Imagine meeting a friend outside. You can say, "It's raining cats and dogs. Did you bring an umbrella?"
Or if it's sunny, "It's boiling today. Perfect weather for the park, right?" These short comments make conversations feel friendly and real.
And don't forget to react naturally. If someone says, "It's so cold today," you can reply, "I know, I'm freezing my hands off." That keeps the conversation lively.
Exactly. And you can combine idioms with reactions. For example, it's raining cats and dogs. I hope it stops soon. Or, it's scorching today. I need some ice cream.
Another tip is to ask questions about the weather. Questions make conversations interactive. You can ask, do you think it will rain all day? Or, isn't it unusually hot today?
That's perfect for practicing both speaking and listening. It also shows interest in the conversation, just like natives do.
Now, let's put everything together and practice a short weather conversation using the words, phrases, reactions, and idioms we've learned.
I'll start. Hey, Sophia, it's boiling today, isn't it?
Yes, I'm sweating like crazy. Perfect weather for some lemonade.
Totally. And did you see the forecast? They said it might rain later.
Really? I hope it doesn't rain cats and dogs. I left my umbrella at home.
Me too. By the way, do you prefer hot or cold weather?
I like mild days. Pleasantly warm, not too hot or cold.
Same here. Mild days make me feel great and ready to go outside.
See? That conversation uses natural expressions, reactions, and even an idiom. And it's easy to adapt to your own situation.
Another way to practice is by talking about how weather affects your mood or activities. For example, this gloomy weather makes me sleepy. Or, the clear sky makes me feel happy.
Yes, connecting your feelings with the weather makes your English sound even more natural.
Now, let's quickly review what we learned in all three parts.
First, the basic weather words: sunny, cloudy, raining, snowing, windy, and so on. Short, simple phrases are perfect for starting conversations.
Second, we learned how to talk about temperature naturally. Boiling, scorching, freezing, chilly, mild, and how to react to it, like, I'm freezing my hands off, or I'm sweating so much.
Third, idioms and fun expressions like raining cats and dogs, under the weather, it's like an oven, and the wind is howling. Using these will make your English sound like a native speaker.
And don't forget reactions in small talk. Ask questions, share feelings, and exaggerate a little. That's how conversations flow naturally.
Now, it's your turn. Try talking about today's weather using at least one temperature word, one reaction, and one idiom. Don't worry if it's not perfect. The more you practice, the better you'll sound.
And remember, using weather talk is not just about describing the sky. It's about connecting with people, showing personality, and sounding confident.
That's right. The weather is everywhere, and now you know how to talk about it naturally in English.
Thank you for joining us in this episode. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Your support helps us create more fun and practical lessons for you.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.